Imagine sitting down at a restaurant, hungry and ready to eat. But in the back, things are a mess. The cooks are blindly shoving plates through a tiny hole in the wall, hoping the waitstaff catches them. Plates are crashing to the floor, orders are mixed up, and no one is talking to each other. In the technology world, that chaotic kitchen is your development team. They spend their days writing the code, chopping the ingredients, and cooking up the new features for a software application. The waitstaff out on the floor is your operations team. Their job is to take that finished code, carry it out to the live servers, and make sure the customers can actually use it without the whole system crashing. If you look at this diagram of the traditional way software gets made, you see why this fails. The development and operations teams work in separate bubbles. Passing code over a brick wall leads to blind handovers, massive delays, and many errors. When the people who build a product never speak to the people who deliver it, a frustrating customer experience is the inevitable result. Now, picture taking a sledgehammer to that kitchen wall. Suddenly, the cooks can see the dining room. The waitstaff can talk to the cooks. This is the core idea of DevOps. It takes two previously isolated groups, development and operations, and merges them into a single, open team that shares the exact same goals. Notice how the diagram for the DevOps way flows. Instead of a clunky assembly line where people toss tasks over a fence, the team takes shared responsibility for the entire journey of the software. Removing these silos allows for a shared view of the entire project. This visibility is what makes it possible to reduce handoff errors and get software to the user with less friction. This continuous infinity loop on the graphic shows us how that shared workflow actually functions. Building modern software isn't a straight path with a finish line. It is an endless cycle of creating, testing, and improving. The cycle starts on the left side with the build phase. This is the kitchen prep work, where the developers write the actual lines of code and assemble the raw ingredients for the app. Before anything leaves the counter, it moves into the test phase. The team rigorously checks the code for bugs, exactly like a chef tasting a sauce before letting it go to a table. Once the quality is verified, it smoothly flows into the operations side. The code is deployed and operated, meaning it is officially served to the real-world users. Finally, we reach the monitor phase. The team actively watches how the users interact with the app, gathering data on what works and what doesn't. That feedback goes straight back to the developers to start the next cycle. Because of this loop, the software is never truly finished. It behaves like a living organism, constantly refining itself based on how people actually use it. To make that fast-paced loop possible, teams rely on specific practices. Continuous integration is a process where developers are constantly combining and testing tiny batches of code automatically, rather than waiting to mix everything together at the very end of the month. That constant mixing leads right into continuous delivery. This ensures your code is always in a stable, releasable state. The kitchen is always prepped, and a perfect plate of food is ready to walk out the door the moment a customer asks for it. To keep up this pace, DevOps teams heavily rely on automation. They use software tools to handle repetitive tasks, like running tests or server configurations. It's like having a robotic arm chop hundreds of onions perfectly, freeing up the human chefs to focus on inventing delicious new recipes. And just like a great server who refills your water glass before you even realize it's empty, automated monitoring systems watch the software 24/7, catching glitches before a user ever has to complain. By letting computers do the tedious, repetitive work, the team works faster, reduces the chance of human error, and avoids burnout. A common mistake in this industry is treating DevOps like a product you can simply buy off a shelf and install. The light bulb on our graphic points to a shift in mindset. Success depends on how teams behave and communicate with each other, rather than the specific software they use. Once that collaborative foundation is in place, teams use tools like cloud computing to automate the heavy lifting and cut the time it takes to get code onto a server. Buying expensive software for a team still working in isolated silos won't fix the underlying friction. It will only help those problems surface at a much faster speed. The culture of collaboration has to come first. The graphic lays out the mantra needed for daily success. Start small, build, automate, improve, repeat. If you are building software today, it is time to tear down the walls. Stop working in isolated silos and start treating your workspace like an open, highly collaborative tech kitchen. You can start that process right now. Challenge yourself to take one small step and learn a single new, simplified DevOps concept every day. Master the culture, embrace the continuous loop, and you will have the skills you need to thrive in the modern technology landscape.